We are in the generative AI security space. It's a very wide space. It's a very crowded space. That means there will be business for everyone. We raised the 2 million actually, and we opened our US HQ in June. So we're now a team of 15. 80% is product and 20% is obviously go to market. We are scaling fast and trying to find the ideal product market fit. You need to stay competitive. Even myself, we are now investing in sales and go to market even before the 1 million ARR, because I want to be ahead of the curve when I speak to customers and they challenge me with competitors. Basically, we employ the best 1% out of the faculty, because the AI skill and knowing the algorithms and how to surpass the AI, it's really important.
Okay, so welcome back to Default Global. Joining me today is Kristian Kamber, co-founder and CEO of SplxAI, a company that is making waves in the generative AI security space, with over 10 years of experience in the IT space and business leadership across the globe, like from Germany, Dubai, and now the US. Kristian is no stranger to building high-performing teams and scaling companies, basically, right? With his latest venture, he recently secured 2 million in pre-seed funding. Today, we're going to dive deep into the process of raising and scaling a global first AI cybersecurity company. Kristian, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Vit, and looking forward to give you accurate answers and some good insights for your listeners and viewers.
That's awesome. Thank you very much for that. And before we start, did I miss anything in that intro?
No, you're pretty fine. I mean, of course, we are in the generative AI security space. It's a very wide space. It's a very crowded space. That means there will be business for everyone. It's a social problem to solve, not only business problem, because the usage of AI should be ethical, moral, and should be safe for the users, the same as for the businesses. And we are on the offensive side of things. So we're attacking basically generative AI chatbots and simulating attacks and helping builders and actually red teamers and security people to be more accurate, safe, and even faster in the CI/CD pipeline.
Amazing. And as we start talking about your company, could you maybe share some numbers that you're comfortable with? Like, I know you recently raised 2 million, right, in this pre-seed funding, but I would love to hear maybe any other key figures that you're able to share with us.
So we've been analyzing the market for over 2 years. Me and my co-founder, who's the CTO and product, basically to build up the product, who's been leading teams in AVL across the globe and building also LLM applications for BMW and Ford. And we were analyzing the market for quite a long time. And we decided in November last year, actually almost a year ago, to open the first company in Croatia, where the R&D team is actually, and where the skill set is actually of our red teamers, which is a very specific skill set we can talk about separately. And then we started fundraising basically in spring this year and raised additional funds so that we raised the 2 million actually, and we opened our US HQ in June. So, and flipped basically the whole business in June. So we're now a team of 15. 80% is product and 20% is obviously go to market. We are scaling fast and trying to find the ideal product market fit. I would say we are about 80-90% there. But still there is some tricks and tweaks, which we need to learn as well along the way and to get more adoption from the customer side, actually. This is in a nutshell in terms of numbers. So I think, 2 million pre-seed is not bad. Can be always better, but I think growing out of Croatia and Central Eastern Europe, it's still kind of a discount related. But on the other flip side, I have great talent, which is maybe the 5th or the 4th of the cost in the US in terms of R&D.
Okay, awesome. I guess we're going to talk about that in a sec. But before that, as far as I understood, your previous experience wasn't in the AI space or even in the cybersecurity directly. So what sparked the idea? What was this aha moment that made you realize that this was the problem you wanted to solve?
No, actually, I was in the security space the last 2.5 years because I was a leader in Zscaler, which is a unicorn in cloud security, inline security, sitting in line. Mm-hmm. No problem. I was leading a team of almost 10 people in Central Europe, so mainly Germany and other countries around that, and also Central Eastern Europe. And but I've been always in the business, and I'm always eager to represent things I really like, for example, or I really can die for, because I was before in consulting or doing some strategies. That's not my thing. I like product, and I like really meaningful product. I think security is a meaningful business, specifically when you're now going into the AI space. which is a combination of a societal problem to solve and also security problem within the businesses to solve, right? So, and if you look at the future right now, I think the spend will go down on a lot of things, infrastructure, development, developers. It's very hard time, but the spend on security and basically AI goes up.
And
due to all the, let's say, economic circumstances we are in right now and political circumstances.
Yeah, that's so true. And speaking about that, we've been hearing a lot about AI security lately, and I know that the market is projected to grow from 7 billion to 40 billion by 2030. So, and frankly speaking, in fact, my last 15 guests I've had on the podcast were all founders of AI companies, and probably 15 more that are already scheduled are also from the AI space.
Yeah.
So, considering how crowded and competitive this space is becoming, what are your thoughts on the investment landscape in AI cybersecurity specifically these days?
Yeah, no, it's very much needed. So again, I'm saying it's a crowded space right now. I think there's about 100 companies I know about which are in the Gen AI security space and that LLM security space. Some of the bigger players like Wiz, Palo Alto, Zscaler, that will also go down and try to solve those problems within their platform, which is fine. And then we have the hyperscalers like Microsoft, Google, etc., who have their own solutions. Plus, we have the open source community, which is strong on that as well. I think, as I said before, it's not only about investment, it's about the need, because everyone is automating there. I remember when I was a student, I used to work in a call center. Now, I don't know people, I don't know a lot of people, or I don't know anyone who's working in a call center. The automation on the call center side is huge. So even solving the problem of fake voices, of AI fake voice, and voice, it's a massive issue. So, the likes of Meta are sizing up their red teams in order to solve the problem of voice. So not only text models and large language models and image models. So I'm saying it's a huge space. And I think it's obvious that the venture capital firms are investing in that space because it's the next wave. It's I would even compare it, not even compare it to the cloud era 2007. I think it's even bigger because the cloud era back then was, I would say, more business cost related and optimization related. Now it's changing all sorts of way how we work and jobs. AI, it's different and it's bigger.
Yeah, that totally makes sense, and it feels like there is a ton of potential, but at the same time, it's going to be a big race, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think there's business for everyone. So that's my opinion.
Yeah.
If you do it the right way, if you do a meaningful product, of course.
Yeah. And let's dive into the fundraising journey, your specific journey, right? So what was this your first time raising money, right?
Yes.
Okay. So how did you structure the process? Was it friends and family at first, or did you jump straight to angels or some institutional investors? Can you tell us more?
Now, first we bootstrapped for about half a year, obviously having our jobs and financing that through that. And the first investment we got actually from a Swiss entrepreneur I knew from before in Dubai. So it was kind of friends and family, and he was really investing in us $100,000 based on trust for a very decent, for a very reasonable percentage. So he was really trusting the team and that the thing is big. Back then when we didn't have a product. And then we were starting basically fundraising. I must say we did a lot of mistakes. I must admit, we didn't really structure the process. We didn't really pick the best VCs to go for. And I must say, thanks God, our lead VC, actually Novo from Poland, was the biggest fund in Poland and returned funds many times, very successful fund. They reach out to us and analyze the market and say, you guys, you need more funds. You need a higher valuation, and we're going to lead the round with you guys. So they really fully believed, first of all, in Croatian-based founders, in the grit and the hard work we have and the passion we have for the product, plus the ability to scale teams and lead teams. So that was really saving us. And back then, I think we had 60, 70 VC conversations. And once we had the first term sheet, like everyone, I wouldn't say everyone, but like 20, 30 VCs wanted to invest. So I always compared it and I hear those stories around from some VC firms. They say it's like with a meeting with a girl. Like if one girl wants to go out with you, like a lot of girls want to go out with you. But if no one girl wants to go out with you, she will not go out with you. So It's a very, very interesting business. And I must say, for the next round, for the Series A, we are preparing right now. We will do it completely differently. We will not hopefully need to have 50 plus conversations. We have a kind of an inner circle of top 15 VCs, which are actually investing in cybersecurity and know how to scale cybersecurity companies with bringing customers already, intros already, and stuff. So, and that's definitely true. But we had luck in the end of the day, a bit of luck, and also destiny that the third fund who invested in us actually, next to Innova and South Central Ventures, were Runtime VC, which we are very proud of. It's a US American fund. There's security veterans, Dave Endler, Michael Sutton. So with them, everything is more easier. They understand our business. They understand the go-to-market in the US. They know to whom to speak. They know which event to attend, and they just know how to scale a product. And that's a huge privilege.
So it is pretty much clear in terms of your first investment, this let's call it business angel investment, right? Because you had this personal relationship with that person. But speaking about like your biggest investors, were you doing some mostly cold outreach, or was it like more through like your network? Can you talk more about this?
I think all first investors, they basically found us. So, first investors were actually South Central Ventures. They were here in Croatia and Slovenia. They were local. They heard some guys are building local something. There's not that many startups, people who want to engage in those kind of adventures. And they reach out to us, and we've met many times, and obviously took us time to get a term sheet for a much, let's say, lower valuation. And then once the other ones in the region heard about this, basically Innova was the one out of Poland who took the initiative and just came to Croatia and saw the team, saw what we were building, met with us. And they were really like in a sales cycle mode, right? They really want to close it down. And I've never seen something compared to other VCs, like very short term sheet, very smooth process, great business advocates, very simplistic, and not putting any boundaries in front of the founders, because that's not what you need. Currently, we need to focus only on product market fit, adoption, customers, only on GTM once you have a built product. So I think, in the end, I must say they have led us through the process, and they came to us, which is a privilege, I know. And so I think we must have done something right there.
That's so true.
To create buzz, but I wouldn't do it again the same time, because I would do it more smarter way.
Okay, and we're gonna talk about this in a sec. So, but before that, but it still took you like what you said 60 meetings to close the round.
60 VCs. So I would say VCs. about 200 meetings.
200 meetings with 60 different firms, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, but still, it is a very cool success rate, because I mean, the most founders that I talked to, they said that it took them like around 150 meetings like to close their first seed round. So you're doing good.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks.
So but yeah, you mentioned this, and I would like to talk about it. Looking back now, is there anything you would have done differently in the fundraising process? Any mistakes or lessons learned that stand out?
I think we should have done, so we didn't know that, and we didn't really have the right advisors to tell us. I think, first of all, I would like to equip myself with the right advisors in the space, not about overall VC advisors and financial advisors and business advisors, but advisors who have been in the space.
In the cybersecurity space? Or
cybersecurity or AI space, people who know how to raise money there and what's the process. And then you basically do an analysis and just take a few days and put a list together with top VCs in that space who actually know how to scale a business like ours, right? Innova was the one who told us, okay, you need to go to the US. We started investigating the US, found first customers. We already have 3 paying customers on our product in the US. Imagine, right? We haven't even moved yet. So we're moving actually next week to the US full time. That was basically the insight which our lead investor gave us. But again, I would have done it differently. I would have sit down and analyzed the market, and we could have saved, I would say, like 20, 30 VC meetings less. I think we could have closed the round with 30 VCs instead of 60. That's my opinion. And I would have more time to spend on product, to spend more time with customers, enable partners, and save just time and nerves. Okay.
Yeah. And, I talked to a couple founders from the cybersecurity space, not specifically AI cybersecurity, but just cybersecurity, and all of them, they told me that fundraising in the cybersecurity space can be particularly a tricky. The thing is that investors often want to see immediate profits, but cybersecurity is more about preventing future risks or problems, right?
Yeah.
That might be. So how did you structure your pitch to make the return on investment clear? Were there any specific KPIs or metrics you focused on?
No, return on investment is not an issue in security because, as you said, you're looking into the future and try to build the best, not only best product, but you look at market access, you look at location, you look at the team. So I think there's three pillars. I think there's team, market, and product. And I think the product is also important, but it's not so much about the return of invest, right? Because there's many exits that we've seen, mostly from Israel, that they basically exit with a few million ARR on a multiple of 50x. And this is just security. That's the way people are buying, and you sell yourself as a team, the skill and the tech, not mainly the ROI, to be very, very frank with you. So I think that's just the nature of the business. And that's why we hope, thanks God, we found some investors who understand that. Because, I don't expect the business to flourish that way, that we have very soon return of investment that quickly. It's more about investing. You need to stay competitive. Even myself, we are now investing in sales and go to market even before the 1 million ARR, because I want to be ahead of the curve when I speak to customers and they challenge me with competitors. It's all about attraction right now and getting logos, and adoption.
Got it. Totally makes sense. So I guess you touched this again a bit, but still, as a kind of advice to other founders in this space, does it make sense to focus on investors who have deep understanding of cybersecurity?
What do you mean exactly?
I mean, does it make sense to focus on a VC that has, that have previously invested in cybersecurity space, than just focus on guys who just invested in SaaS and have never worked with the cybersecurity?
It's a combination. Niche. It's a combination because GenAI security is not only security. You need to understand GenAI. You need to understand the skill set behind AI. So I think it's a combination. If the company, if the firm and VC is investing in deep tech, cutting edge technologies, then it's a good fit for the pre-seed. Later on, once you scale the company towards Series A, you would need more cybersecurity funds related funds, because they can push you automatically to the big events. They can help you with sponsoring. They can help you with advisory, and they can connect you basically to the CISO community, which is globally 10,000 CISOs. It's not a big community. So everyone knows everyone, and you need to be there. You need to be present, and you need to build trust. So, and within that trust, and trust comes also with a great VC firm having your back, right? It's not about the money or getting dump money, what I always call it. It's about getting meaningful and money which makes sense. And specifically with a great VC and people sitting on your board, you have all the connections to build a good company.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. In speaking about your company, speaking about your team, right? So your company is like a remote first or maybe global first company, right? So with multiple locations, right?
Yep.
So in cybersecurity, especially investors can sometimes view this as a sort of distraction, right? When you have a distributed team, and it might be a sort of risk, right, for a company. So was this a concern you had to address?
No, because we are not that distributed in terms of product, because the product and development is everyone is in Croatia. And we try to keep that as long as we can if we have the right talent. So basically, we employ the best 1% out of the faculty. And because the AI skill and knowing the algorithms and how to surpass the AI, it's really important. And I think this is not an issue. On the go-to-market side, I agree with you, but that's the nature of the business because I want my team to be on site. After COVID, I feel even more. So before COVID, I used to have 100 flights a year. COVID kind of, calmed us down a bit. After COVID, I feel even more travel. I feel even more on site. It's security. You need to build trust. You need to shake hands. You need to show people that you're a real person and that they can rely on. Give specifically their AI engine and chatbots in your hands. So I think because that will be an outstanding product of themselves, like a new way of revenue, a new way of brand awareness. So they would rather make sure they work with the right company. So that's why I think go-to-market needs always to be on site. And then there's not a problem about being distributed, I would say. So we plan something between London and New York on the go-to-market, and R&D is in Croatia. Very simple.
Got it. Thank you so much for taking the time today to share your story and all these insights about fundraising and AI security. It's been a fantastic conversation. Thank you very much for this.
Thank you, Vita. I hope you liked it and your listeners as well.